So this is Mr. Amora. I am going to do a video and I need to show you a couple things. So the very first thing I want you to do is go to your classwork page and to find the apps section. Now if you go down to the app section, you're going to see one that says Numberline app. I want you to open that up. Now that the Numberline app is open, I'm going to go down to this little section down here. It says change line settings, and I want it to be whole numbers. So if it's not on whole numbers, make sure it's on whole numbers starting at 1. And I want to start at 0. So I'm going to press 0 and then press OK. Now that that's done, I press done, and you can see I start at 0 and I go all the way out to 26. So now what I want to do is I want to look at some fractions. But before we do that, I just want to show you some neat little boxes. If I click on this, well, you know what? I'll show you that in a second. So one of the fractions I wanted to look at was 1/4. And I wanted to know what was that equal to in sixteenths. All right, so I want to get from 1/4 to a 16th. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go down here, and it says custom tick mark. And what I'm going to do is, because I want 1/4, I'm just going to put a 1 here. And I'm going to press done. And the nice thing is, now I can move this. And what I'm going to do is, this is the best part, I can flip it to the top. So I have 1/4. Now, I'm going to make another custom tick mark. And maybe I'll put in my question, well, I want to put in a question mark. I'll put in a little question mark. And I'm going to move that over to 16. Now, I want to know, what does 1/4 equal in sixteenths? Now, there's a bunch of different ways of doing it. And I would love to use this function, but I don't know if this function is really going to work for me. Well, maybe. If I want to go from 4 to 16, I'd have to jump by, oh, it will work. So let's see. I could go +4, and then +4 again, and then +4 again. Oops. Well, that's kind of nifty. I wasn't sure if I could do that, but apparently I can. So, but on top, I'm increasing by, I need to show you this. This is probably the one thing I really do need to show you. When we start at 0, you can see that in order to go +4, and I'm not really going to include this one, but this is +4, and that's why these are all the same. +4, +4, +4. So how big of a jump do I need to go from 0 to 1? Well, let's see. Oh, it's the same size. So this is really +1. Now, if I did that, I would have to do that a bunch of times. So I'm at +1. That's going to be +1, +1, +1. So let's see. This would be +1. This would be +1. And this would be +1. And now you can see I'm making equal jumps, but my distance between these are a little bit different. So here I went from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. So to illustrate that a little bit, I'm going to lift these up, because I think that might help you a little bit. So I'm just going to put in a few more of these little boxes. This one's going to be a 2. And that will go right here. I'm going to put in another one. This one's going to be 3. And this one's going to live right here. And you can see 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4. So my fraction 1/4 is equal to 4/16. And I know what you're saying. Mr. Moore, why are you making this so hard? Why are you making this so hard? Couldn't we just realize something else? And I think you're right. Look, we're doing repeated addition. And what I want you to remember is that repeated addition is really the same as multiplication. So how do I get from 4 to 16 by multiplying? What would I have to multiply by? I'd have to multiply by 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Now, remember, now I'm using these tick marks. How would I get from 1 to 4? I'm sorry. Let me get rid of this 4. Because we don't know what this... We do know what the 4 is now. But we shouldn't know what the 4 is. If I didn't know what the 4 was, I'd say, well, this has to be times 4. And when I do that, look what we have. 1 times 4 is 4. Done. And so that's why 1/4 is equal to 4/16, because I can get there by multiplying my numerator times 4 and my denominator by 4. I'm going to do one more. The next one we're going to do is 3/8. And I want to know, what is 3/8 in terms of 16ths? So I'm going to get rid of this bar, get rid of this bar. Now I want 3/8. So let's see. Over my 8, I'm going to put a 3. And now I need to look and say, all right, well, how do I get from 8 to 16? Well, let's see. I could do repeated addition again, but I really don't want to. I'm going to multiply by 2. 8 times 2 equals 16. Now, that's fine as long as I do the same thing to my numerator. I need to multiply the same amount. 3 times 2 is, and I'm hoping you guessed it, 6. So 3/8, 3/8, is equal to 6/16. And that's it. Now, is this difficult? It's a little bit tricky using this software, but that's it. Here I'm going to go, and that's all. I'm going to give you 4 problems. I want you to do all 4 problems using the exact same way I did. I want you to make these little tick marks. I want you to use these bars. Tell me what you're multiplying by. And that's all. I'm going to give you 4 problems. I want you to do all 4. No, that's not true. I want you to do 3 out of the 4 and then post them in your Draw It. So you'll cut this out by using Control, Shift, and the button above 6. You'll copy it, and then you will paste it into your Nearpod. All right? Thank you. Good luck.